Hi everyone, it's Matt Harnacke back again for another vlog on behalf of Bit. We're continuing talking about my journey, so I'm just laughing because my horse is here looking at me. So we are just continuing talking about my journey, moving my horse from Australia to the Netherlands. So if you guys haven't checked out the previous video, it's probably best to go check that out and then click back onto this video. But in this video, I want to talk a little bit about actually arranging everything to happen. So how it kind of planned out for me was I had to look up which flight company I wanted to use, because of course there's a few flight companies you can go with. And I didn't really know, how do you even know what the best flight company is? So I had to go based off of recommendations and then gut feeling. So I started Googling, talking to some people. I had a few friends that had already imported horses, but not exported. I talked to a few people and I got a lot of recommendations for Equine International Air Freight. And I decided to investigate a little bit. I went on the website, I saw that they were the title partners for WEG, that Equestrian Australia was working closely with them. So I decided that this was probably going to be one of my best bets to go with them. But of course, for me, this wasn't quite enough. I needed to meet them and see what they were going to say and how my horse is going to get treated, what the process is going to be like, because it is very different. It's not something that, it's not a common thing to do to fly a horse, especially for someone of my age, and especially for someone that's flying a horse for personal reasons, not for competition or for selling or anything like that. So I went inside to the headquarters and I had a meeting with them, and they're just the loveliest people firstly, which made me feel very reassured that if I was going to go with them, my horse was going to be in very good hands, just because they had such a caring nature. They asked me a lot of questions regarding my horse, height, breed, temperament, like would I want him to have a bay and a half, and that's the size that you can have inside the crate. And I said, he's quite big, so I wanted him to have at least a bay and a half, to have a little bit of room to move around, especially because the flight we were gonna do is 30 hours altogether of flying. And then the second question they asked me is, when do you want to move? And I said, well, I want to give you, I'm not set on anything, but I want to make sure I go over to Holland when Holland's heating up and Australia's cooling down. So I said March, April, May. I kind of gave them those dates. Of course, there isn't that many flights going out to Europe from Australia for horses, so they needed some time as well to be able to make sure I was on the right flight with the right people, with the right horses. Also because of quarantine regulations, they didn't have any problems though. They also arranged for me to get a passport. This might sound a little bit weird for people that have horses in Europe, but in Australia, unless you take a boat or you fly, all the competitions are inside Australia, so things like that, but we don't have passports. So I had to sort that out, and they helped me a lot with that. Another question I got asked was, how much stuff do you have to bring? And this is something that I was like, well, how much can you carry? I know it's a cargo plane. I'm sure I can fill the whole plane if I really want to, because for some reason I only have one horse, but I've got enough gear to maybe last 5. So they were like, okay, you can bring 6 big bags on board and you're allowed to bring 1 suitcase with you. So it clearly wasn't enough for all the stuff I needed, especially because I'm moving country to live somewhere else. And if you go to live somewhere else, you kind of have to pack up your stuff and go. And I seem to have a lot of stuff. So I tried to squeeze as many clothes as I could into one bag, and that was the bag I was going to bring on the plane. And then I packed all of Chase's stuff, realized that I had about 20 bags instead of 6. So I decided, okay, what do I really need, what do I not need? And I threw a lot of stuff away, and a lot of stuff as well I sold. And then I just narrowed it down to the things I needed. Okay guys, thank you so much again for joining me on another vlog. I hope this was exciting for you. I'm super excited to release my video series very soon, but for now I am super lucky that I get to share with you guys my thoughts, the process, and everything in between on behalf of Bit Magazine. If you haven't seen the first vlog of this, go check that out first. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.